Thanks for staying with us. Now let's head straight to the Premier League as Manchester City will look to halt a worrying slide when they host Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Etihad Stadium later today. Now Pep Guardiola's side, who thrashed Wolves 4-0 on the opening weekend, have enjoyed a difficult start to 2026, losing their last 2 matches after an 8-game winning run to close out 2025. Their struggles deepened with a 3-1 Champions League defeat to Bodo Glimt in Norway, prompting City's senior players to refund travelling supporters. Despite Guardiola admitting his squad is fragile, City's record offers hope, having won 10 of their last 11 league meetings with Wolves. Now, Wolves, who are bottom of the table, arrive unbeaten in 4 games, but remain 14 points from safety. We've got Will Phillips, journalist right there in the UK. Will, thank you very much for joining. As your name says, Will, do you think Manchester City have the willpower to get a victory over Wolves, knowing how badly they've been in 2026?
I think that they're going to need to have the willpower to get over the line there, because Wolves are much weaker opposition when you look at your overall quality of the squads. So it's a must-win game. After that loss against Bodo Glimt, confidence will be hurt. You know, fans will be looking for a performance that, you know, warrants the money they're paying for, especially after the City players actually have to recoup the ticket prices that the fans paid after the Bodo Glimt game. So it's a really important game for City to kind of get back on track, like you say, because if they can't afford to keep on drawing or losing matches, because they'll just steadily fall out of the title race and probably hand it to Arsenal. And we're getting to a point of the season now where a gap of, 6, 7, 8 points is probably unsurmountable, even for City. It's not the City of old that could go on a 10, 15 game unbeaten run. They look fallible. So if they don't get a good result here, it could spark a really bad chain reaction for City.
Now, looking at this game, I know, yes, when the season started, Manchester City beat Wolves 4-0, but we've seen Wolves suffer this season, and they need to revive their campaign. They've had 4 matches unbeaten, and of course, they also want to survive being relegated from the EPL this season. Don't you think, yes, they're playing at the Etihad, don't you think they just might look at Manchester City and say, look, if Bodo Glimt can do this, then they have a chance also to upset Manchester City?
I think you make a really good point. Wolves will be playing with their absolute hearts out. They know what they need to do to stay up in this division, and they need to win football matches. And whilst, City are much stronger opposition, they're down and they're out at the moment. They look devoid of ideas. Their confidence is at an all-time low. Wolves, on the other hand, are playing probably better football than we've seen from them most of this season, and will be. They have the knowledge that if they want to stay up in the EPL, they need to get at least 40 points, and they're way off it at the moment. So they need to start winning games. And City, like I say, it's a hard game for anyone in this league. Even the top 6 sides struggle there. But it's a game that equally Wolves need to win, or at least get something out of if they want to try and stay up.
Akifalai, let me bring you into the conversation now. Manchester City have gotten quality players in Semenyo and, of course, McGay, who, of course, Semenyo has scored a couple of goals for Manchester City. But where do you think the problem lies? Because a lot of fans are saying Manchester City have spent the most money when it comes to transfers, and they don't think injury should be one of the excuses they would use to say they lost the league season to another club.
So I think it's a thing of City they usually have this phase where, I don't know if I'll say Guardiola is tired or burnt out, but they have this phase where they don't do well. But considering the City that we all know, there's a period that it will come. It could be this month, it could be the month, where they just pick up and they go on 10, 15 games unbeaten and they keep on going. Even for this Wolves game, I think City are going to play very well and maybe even win 4-0, if I was to predict that. Because I think City, they are such a team that you can't predict them. They can start at any period, at any time, and just start on that run, and they go for games, and you keep on saying, when would they lose, when would they drop points? So I feel like City will come back very, very soon. I see it coming very soon. Guardiola is a genius.
Well, before I let you go, let's talk about Pep Guardiola. We have seen clubs, for example, Leicester City, when they won the EPL title and they're struggling the next season, they let go of their manager, Ranieri, who was sacked. The same thing has happened in Liverpool. I mean, for the managers right there, we've seen managers who have won the title, but eventually got fired. Eric Ten Hag in Man United won a title but got fired. a lot of people have said Pep Guardiola has given a lot to Manchester City that he cannot be fired. He will leave on his own terms. Do you think this is the final season for Pep Guardiola?
I think it has to be. I think it has to be. I don't see how he can carry on. Either if they are able to bring this deficit back and win this league, it's a great send off. If he doesn't, then I think it's probably. I think City's board and the fans will probably be thinking: is he maybe getting to the part of his career that he starts to tail off? I mean, we see it with managers all the time, don't we? That they give great years. I mean, Pep Guardiola is probably, can be argued, in my opinion anyway, as the best football manager of all time. So everything has to come to an end eventually, and I think that could be what's happening with Guardiola now. He looked parts last season quite bad. To be honest, the teams he was putting out, the way they were playing wasn't the best, and then this season again has looked a bit lacking. So I think maybe a change is coming for City, and I think that I'd say that this is probably going to be his last season, no matter what happens, unless they go on to win the treble, which I think at this point is quite unlikely. But if they do that, then I can see them maybe keeping a hold of him for a little longer.
Wow. So Enzo Maresca the next man to take charge of Manchester City or not?
I mean, he's worked for City before, obviously being the under-21s manager, I think he was. But I think he was the assistant manager as well, but I could be wrong about that. But I think Maresca plays some excellent football, but it can be accused of being quite boring, to be honest. So I do wonder if maybe City will be hoping to get someone a bit more exciting. You know, Xabi Alonso's back on the market. Would he go to City? I don't know. But, you know, Luis Enrique is set to leave PSG at the end of this season. He's another option for them. I think that there's quite a few quality managers out there that they might be preferring over Maresca, who, you know, hasn't proved it massively with Chelsea. He did a good job there winning the Club World Cup, obviously, last summer, but it never really felt like Chelsea were going to win the Premier League under Maresca. At least it did never look like that from my point of view. So I'm not sure if he'd maybe be the man they'd go for. But equally, he's worked for them before. He is a good manager. I think he'd be a safe pair of hands if City decided to go for him. All
right. Thank you very much, Will Phillips, for joining us today. A great analysis from you. I will look forward to having you another time. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.